This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so we're talking about Camron, and he regrets ever going into a beef with Nas. He says, not looked up, but like he saw Nas as one of the greats and didn't want to have to go against him because they're both from New York, and, you know, he was inspired by Nas at one point, but Nas, at the time he dissed Camron, was 2000, 2001. Nas wasn't in a good place in his career, believe it or not. And, this is where you got Ether. He was going back and forth with Jay-Z on mixtapes. And eventually Ether came, and Nas, everything tilted back towards Nas's way. But he was fed up with the industry, and he wasn't in a good place, and was dissing everybody. Nori, Cormega, Prodigy, Camron. And Camron didn't take, Camron had just gotten out of a Sony deal. He dropped two records on Sony, 2 albums. And they did okay, but like he didn't get the support he needed. So he was making his transition to Rockefeller. He hadn't I don't know if he had signed yet, but he was in a weird place where he was getting out of his deal. He wasn't the Camron we know, Dipset Camron yet. Like Dipset was forming and coming together. It was being formed at the moment. Still the core members, but they were making it like a movement. And this kind of sparked that movement, to be honest with you. Like with all their mixtapes they were putting out and everything, this added a lot to it because Nas dissed Camron in one of his rants. This is right after they wouldn't let Nas perform at Summer Jam and do what he wanted, when Jay-Z had dissed him, Prodigy, and everybody else on Summer Jam stage. Now Nas wanted to retaliate. I think he wanted to like hang Jay-Z, like a figure of Jay-Z or something. They wouldn't let him. So he went over to Power 105. The station, Power 105, had just formed at this time. This was the competing station with Hot 97, and basically, lit 97 and everybody else up. This is the part where he dissed Camron.
Mike, my people, you know what I'm saying? Let's get real and be creative. I buy these people albums, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't talking about nothing from Cam to everybody. I mean, I like Cam and everything. He's a good lyricist, but the album's whack, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers got to start rapping about something that's real, man.
So Nas was fed up at this point. He also goes on to diss Nori and a lot of other people.
You know what I'm saying? My man Nori,
man.
I love you, Nori. Step your rap game up, man. I'm tired of Nelly. You trying to battle KRS-One? Don't follow Nas, man. You can follow Nas if you're going to be creative, man.
Okay, so then, Camron dropped Hate Me Now. And on here, he's talking about Nas is broke. Nas think he lived like me, drove 5, shot 5, flip pies like me. Your career's over like Mike. Let's see, what else did he talk about on here? He says, he did sign to Rockefeller, Hip Hop Bread, 50,000 a night, holla back, hit my spread, you whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke. The kid ain't yours. Everybody know. Your mans even tell you. He said, I never. And then, Jim Jones was doing the intro and outro, and he was talking spicy. He was talking spicy.
Man, I heard niggas talking reckless, man. You're talking out the side of your mouth, nigga.
They call them, I think at the end, they call him Koofy Slap.
Tell me so few things they need to learn better, nigga. Holla, east side the gangsters for sure.
Yeah, they went off on Nas on this.
Out the side of your mouth, nigga. The niggas is faggots. Low status, east side fool, Dipset ride.
Yeah, so that happened, and then they had a beef for a long time after that. Now, then I'm just setting the stage because Camron regrets all this stuff, and he goes through it. But Angie Martinez had 50 up there, and 50 was talking about Koch, and it's a graveyard for artists. This is when being independent was fairly new. It was a few years old, and people were like, you don't make any money at those independents. It's over. But at this time, Prodigy was signed at Koch, And after, he had signed with G Unit. So when Camron heard all this going on, they had diplomats up there. Jim Jones was up there. And he was like, yo, you're going to mess the money up. Because like he said at that time, he kind of had to go against 50 because 50 could end your career just by talking greasy about you and your business practices, So first Alan Grunblatt, the head of Koch, called up there and, 50 was like, yo, put Camron on the phone, man. I don't want to speak to you. This is also a pivotal moment where Dipset breaks apart after this because Camron and Jim Jones and Joel Santana don't ride with Camron in the 50 beef.
Put Camron on the phone.
Hang on.
Hold on a second.
Hello?
Cam, what's up, baby?
50, what up, baby?
Everything good.
I just wanted to step in because I heard you could shut things down over here, and I just want to make sure what's going on. They owe me some things over here. I just wanted to see what's going on. You can shut down diplomat projects.
I'm not talking about diplomats. Cam, you really want that?
Nah, that's what I was asking. Can you do it? That's what I'm asking.
What I'm saying to you is, listen, let me explain something to you.
No,
I'm saying
no,
to you, I got
brother.
projects over there.
Now, 50 has good energy with Camron in the beginning, but Camron said he was paid to do this from Koch. They gave him like 2 Mercedes or something like that.
I just signed off because he asked for it. Like, I don't hold people. He asked for it. You know what it is?
Why would you let your buddy with you?
Graveyard.
So why would you let your man?
The only one, you know
why
what?
would Koch a place that you think is the graveyard?
It is the graveyard.
So why would you let your man?
The only one,
$1 million to a company called Bro Entertainment. I'm talking about Koch owe me cake. Yeah, they just made close to $1 billion in the last 2 years, and I'm not taking $10 million.
The artists go after.
Turn that up a little.
The majors don't actually.
Cam, hold up, Cam, because you.
Let me tell you.
No.
Cam, for 1 second.
Wait, Cam, let's hear.
Which is
Listen.
a major. When I got Warner Brothers, which is a major.
Yeah, and the reason why, look, let me tell you.
Lloyd Banks sold.
Well, Lloyd Banks is at 300,000.
And he's on Amazing. Jim is at 300,000.
Right. And that's great for Jimmy, but Jimmy's not. Listen, look, that's great for Jimmy. Like every time I talk about balling, you know what, Cam? If you want to do
Lloyd Banks is at 300,000. Jim
to do the deal over there, and I said, you know what, you can go do a deal over there because he asked to do.
You like Prodigy? Come over here.
Yeah, I let him do a deal over there because he ready to cause a whole different situation. Watch this.
Let's not make it a different situation.
He thinks that it's good. He thinks that it's good to go in the competition. I'm not gonna stop competing.
How much did the mouth sell, Curtis?
It was over at this point. At this point, Jim Jones. At this very moment, I was actually with Joel's and Jim Jones at a video shoot in Harlem. It was for Jim Jones's album. It was that one where they're in the church. It was off the Poem album, Product My Environment. And they actually got together and decided they weren't going to ride with Cam on this. And then obviously 50 Cent dropped, this. He was playing like mental mind games here, and then, of course, Camron dropped his disc.
So I clap a clam.
And then that was that. But they made, they've all made peace since then. But Camron reflects on this while he's, living lavish on a boat.
The reason and Nas is one of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist. I'm just telling you the reason. When Nas dissed me, that shit hurt. I was like, damn. We grew up on Nas. Now, what did Nas diss us for? Damn, this is crazy. So when he dissed me for no reason, I'm like, damn, I ain't do nothing to Nas. But it's when I just signed to Rockefeller. And I was like, damn, man, do we ignore Nas or do we respond to Nas? But to me, our back was against the wall because we ain't had no platinum album yet. Dipset was just developing. We ain't had no albums out, nothing. That Nas, when we dissed Nas, that was our second mixtape. We put out one mixtape, and then Nas dissed us the whole second mixtape. It's because of Nas. But we had to do that because I'm like, damn, we just getting in the door after a fucked up deal I had at Sony. I'm like, our back's against the wall. I would never diss Nas for no reason. So I'm like, that's why I did it, because I felt our back was against the door. 50 Cent, when me...
I think that was good. Like, he kind of had to. Like, how do you not say nothing? Like, he said your last album was whack and you're doing this. You got to say something, especially when you're just. Camron had Old Boy about to come out. He's like, nah. You ain't gonna ruin this run. I need this.
50 Cent was going out. That was fun. Shout out to my nigga 50. We good now too. But when 50 dissed me, it started with an argument on the phone. Way me and 50 battle beef started is because 50 had said Koch is the graveyard for a lot of rappers. And at the time, Jim Jones had just went to Koch, and we had some other deals we had at Koch. And, you know, Jim Jones is Dipset. So we were sitting there saying, damn, he called Koch the graveyard, and Jim just did a deal. So we got into a little argument on the phone. No, you know, it was all, to me, all that shit was just music. Even when me and 50 spoke, we was like, yo, let's get to this money because, you know, certain shit is music and certain shit is not music. When it go past music, that's something different. But me and his shit was all music. So when we spoke, we laughed about that shit. That shit was cool. But at the time, I went at 50 because he had did a diss record. 50's funny. Like, I had an office in Asylum at Warner Brothers. He had like 2 big-ass security niggas bring black roses to my office, a box of black roses.
That's funny. Yo, 50 Cent plays differently.
I was like, this is cute. This is going to be fun. And that's when I made the song Curtis. Curtis, a lot of people didn't know his name was Curtis till I did the song Curtis. But 50 was putting niggas out of business with his diss songs. I'm like, hold on, we get...
That's a fact. Murder Inc. ceased to exist.
Yeah, let niggas put us out of business now. Because 50 will put niggas out of business with his diss shit. He puts niggas out of business. So that's why I went back at 50. I'm like, damn, man. I just seen this nigga put niggas out of business. So that's kind of, I'm giving you just a little history. And everybody I named, I'm cool with now. We good money. I'm just giving you a little bit of backstory on why I had a problem with niggas.
Now, I think he gave that backstory because he kind of comments on what's going on right now with beef. It's really over like girls now, or really over nothing. Right?
What the fuck is this beef about going on today? What is this about? Everybody that's rapping is rich. This beefing is rich. And it can't be about no money. What's the problem? I don't get it. Did y'all tell me what this shit is about?
Well, nobody knows what this is about because Drake, Future, Weeknd. Let's just talk about the core because Kendrick just has a problem with Drake just to have a problem with him. He just wants to be the best, right? We're talking about the core of this problem is Future. You got Future. Well, Kanye is different. Kanye is just jealous of Drake. Always been since 2010. You can trace it back to then. He admires, he's jealous of Drake because he believes Drake is so talented as a writer and everything. It bothers him. It just does. Kanye is crazy like that, okay? Kanye is great in his own. It's hard to understand because Kanye is so great himself with making beats and, but I think it bothers him that he can't write like certain people and do everything internally. He has to rely on other people. He doesn't like relying on people. And I think that's where it really stems from. Rick Ross, Future, Abel. Let's just say the whole XO, right? Pusha T, we know that derives from the Lil Wayne beat. That's old. These people are forming against Drake. It's interesting. What was said? That's what we don't know, and that's why everyone's so confused why this is going on now. Because, Rick Ross has the lamest... Rick Ross' excuse for dissing people is always dumb. Remember when he dissed 50 Cent? He said, I didn't like the way he looked at me backstage once. What? Now this one. He put a cease and desist on French Montana's album. That's between those two. It has nothing to do with you. French Montana went against you with the Meek beef. In the Meek beef, you and French had a problem. Talk about how you and French had a problem and resolved it, though. How French totally left you on red after he blew up. He used you, Diddy. He signed to Diddy, used you to get hot. Never, and you guys never, it was what it was. He totally shitted on Ross. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Killer Season 2 coming. I know I keep saying that, but I got a surprise for y'all in the next couple weeks. Big announcement. I don't like saying big announcement. I ain't even really into that big announcement shit, cause niggas always big announcement something, and then it never comes out. Pause. So hold tight. Pause. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna say big announcement. I ain't gonna say stay tuned. I hate when niggas hashtag that.
This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Let me know what you guys think of the comments. Smash that like button. Peace.